Good morning, everyone. Welcome to River City Plus. It's the show after the show, and obviously October is winding down. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but we are not winding down the conversation. Today, I have a very special guest with me. This is Luz Blondo of Luz Blondo Cosmetic Tattooing, and we are going to have a really frank sit-down conversation about some of the solutions that you are offering to patients who have suffered through their breast cancer treatment with your tattooing skills. So welcome to River City Plus.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. So, yeah, it is. I'm super happy to be here today because, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't know the kind of services that I provide. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Now, I do want to let everybody know that we are going to be talking about the nipple and areola area of the breast. It is something that oftentimes is actually lost during a single or a double mastectomy, depending on where the breast cancer is actually located. We've obviously heard from Dr. Holly Hickman, who is a big advocate for keeping the nipple during surgery, but sometimes that's just not a choice for a patient. And so you are offering really great solutions for post-healing options when that breast is really just a round mound and you can actually add back in the areola with your tattoo skills.
Correct. Yeah. What's always been so special to me that offering this because technically I'm supposed to be the last person they see in their journey. So giving them back some kind of like normality and as a woman myself, and it's just amazing. I really truly love what I do. So yeah, basically I am the last person they're gonna see after their journey is done. There's no more surgeries, no more treatments to be done. So yeah, I just give them back. They're done with their journey. So yeah, it's amazing.
So getting to see them after going through so much, what really inspires you about your patients or your, I guess your ladies that are no longer patients that you get to see?
Oh, everything. And it's so amazing just how they are so strong till the end and just how they open up to me and they share absolutely everything, how everything started for them, the whole procedures that they had to get done. And like I said, just them coming to me so that they receive their last treatment, it's beyond a blessing for me. And just to me, it's just like, people can think about it like, oh, it's just a tattoo. It is, but it's got so much meaning behind that. And like I said, as a woman myself, the way we see each other, it's so important. So just give them back something, so they can see normal again and feel normal again. It's just, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many different facets, unfortunately, that you experience when you do go through breast cancer treatment. You can lose your hair, you can lose your eyebrows, and down to losing your breasts. I mean, it's really part of something that we really feel as women is a part of us. No matter what God originally blessed you with, you're having them going from that to a body that's missing them can be really shocking. I wanted to talk through your process. Ryan, if we could like pause these, that would be awesome. So talk to me about what that consultation process looks like. I see you kind of mixing and matching. Obviously, we're limited as to what we can show you here on our live stream, but she has amazing, very beautifully photographed work on her website. So you can see this in real detail. But walk me through this consultation process.
So yeah, right now what I'm doing in that photo is just basically creating the shape of them. The way I like to do it, and that's what I love the most is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of people will create like perfectly circles and, I try to make them as natural as possible. And to me, natural is not perfect. So I do try, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to create the shape and the size of the areola. As you can see, this client actually didn't have anything. Sometimes some patients will come in and they will have, sometimes the surgeons try to create a nipple with their own skin. But in this case, she didn't have anything. So we had to create everything from zero. And at that time, you can kind of create and chat with your patient to see what their goal is, what kind of areola they want to have. Because like I said, we can create anything we want. So it's kind of beautiful like that maybe is not the same as it used to be, but we can basically create anything. So yeah, and right now I am already tattooing. I'm actually showing my student because I also teach this technique as well. So and then you just get started and create the actual tattoo. It's really not painful. Like a little of my patients are like scared that it's gonna hurt, but most of them unfortunately, they don't really have a lot of sensation because they've gone through so much, and so the tissue doesn't really like, it's not sensitive like as it was.
Yeah. So as you can see right here, this is, where her natural nipple used to be. And so you're actually able to create what looks very three-dimensional. So I can just tell you when I looked in my email inbox, not something that everyone gets in their email, I have to say. So thank you for being so open and sharing this with me. But I honestly wasn't sure exactly. I was like, oh, is this a before photo?
Yeah.
Because you had made them look so natural.
Thank you.
And I think it's really important because when you look at yourself and you see that sense of normalcy come back to such an important part of your body, that has to just be that last sigh of relief that you get.
Exactly. Yeah. And this client actually, she had areola tattoo done in the past, many years ago, and her story was so important to me because she found out she had breast cancer when she was only 32 years old. Wow. Which is wild. And everybody normally tells you that you have to start to check, like, get mammograms done and stuff like that when you're 40. So her story was very touching for me, and obviously she is a survivor now. She's super healthy, and she had him done with somebody else and didn't have great results, which sometimes, unfortunately, that can happen. It really depends if, maybe the artist is not trained properly, and who knows, what happens. So I basically had to cover that up. So it's more like a cover up at that point. But yeah, I loved her results and she loved them. And it's so touching to me, like at the end when they can see it and they're just like, okay, I'm normal. I feel like
I look like me.
Yeah, I look like myself again. So yeah.
And so in addition to, creating these three-dimensional nipple and areola tattoos, you also do a lot of work with brows because that's something that's very tough to grow back. I mean, even for my girlies who made it through the 2000s with me, how many of us were struggling to grow our eyebrows back. So imagine going through chemotherapy and radiation where it's falling out at the root. And sometimes those are really challenging to get back.
Absolutely. Like everything changes for them. Like just not only obviously they can lose the hair. If the hair comes back, sometimes it comes back, it's not what it used to be anymore. So the texture changes. I have worked with a lot of patients. They come to me before they even start any kind of treatment because, of course, for me as an artist, I have to make sure that they are ready to come see me and that whatever I do is not going to interfere with the treatments they're getting done. Obviously, I don't want to hurt anything, so normally they come to me before, so I can actually see their hair and how, their eyebrows, and we just work right on top of what they have. So if they end up losing the hair, they still have something in there because, it's very important for them just to, again, see themselves and look normal. I also work with a lot of scars too, because, obviously after having so many surgeries, they're going to be left with a lot of scars and, sometimes they're not the most pretty, so I also offer that, how to treat scars and stuff like that. It definitely does help. So I kind of feel like I cover a little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really all based on body confidence. So what drew you to this particular type of artistry?
What? I'm sorry.
What drew you to this particular type of artistry and tattooing?
To be honest, I always wanted to do the 3D areola tattoo, but at that time I was a massage therapist and then I became an esthetician, and I don't know, I feel like doing tattoos on somebody will hurt them. So I was terrified. But then I just it was always in the back of my head that's what I wanted. I felt that was my goal. But I started to do eyebrows because I thought it would be easier. So, and then I just started to add lip blush, eyeliner. And then finally around maybe 3.5 years ago, I decided to take the training. And when I did it and when I had my first client in my studio, I knew that's what I had to do. That was my purpose in this life. Just, again, even if it's just eyebrows or giving somebody their areola back, it's the feeling like when you see your client looking in the mirror and just the smile, it's priceless to me. It means the world. It makes me so happy. So,
I mean, you're doing incredible work, but
Thank you.
Is there a special reason why this particular work is important to you? Because I know you give a lot of your work back.
Yeah.
You also even have payment plans on your website to make sure that it really is accessible to anybody who wants or needs it, whether that is the areola tattoo, whether it's stretch marks, whether it's C-section scars.
Yep.
It seems like you really work with a full gamut of challenges that people face. And, you know, sometimes, like you said, you've gone through the surgery, you've survived this, but then there's this big reminder on your body.
Absolutely. And and that's, you know, that's why I feel like I like to give back. And as a matter of fact, every October, I always do a giveaway for a real life tattoo, because you never know. You know, sometimes that can be covered under insurance, but not always. And it can be a whole process as well. So I always try to do that, especially in the month of October. But it's really like, I don't know, it's just, I can't explain it the way it makes me feel, kind of. It's just, I know, like, sure, money is important, but to me, making somebody else feel and look beautiful again, and again, normal in a way, it's everything. It really means the world.
Well, Luz, if people want to stay connected with you, if they want to book a body confidence session with you, that's what I'm going to call it.
I love
They want to book a body confidence session with you and see how that they can get back to feeling their best self. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
They can contact me directly on my website or any of my socials as well. Instagram always works, but email and on my website, you can find all the information, email, phone number, all the social, Instagram, Facebook, it's all there. So,
fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. I'll make sure that you guys are all linked up in the article right after this on rivercitylivetv.com. We'll be back with a lot more tomorrow morning for River City Live.